Hey, what is up? Welcome to the KillJoy Jake YouTube channel. It is Friday, ladies and gentlemen, which means it's time to talk horror. Oh, I got my Exorcist shirt on and everything. I am ready to go. How are you guys doing? What's up? How was the week, everybody? Anthony is with us tonight. What's up, Anthony? How you doing? Tony in the house saying, about to start filming my movie. It's called Halloween: The Next Generation. We're mixing Texas Chainsaw Massacre: The Next Generation with Halloween. I love it. No, I'm just messing with you. Wish I could be a member, but my parents say no. That's a shame. Tell your parents, ask your parents one more time. I don't know. No, I'm just messing with you. I appreciate your support, though, Anthony. Thanks for hanging out with us. Appreciate you, man. Dawson's Creek, what's up, my fishy friend? How are you? Hi, any more Terrifier 3 news? Actually, interestingly enough, we got something today. Nothing I'm gonna make a video about, but it's cool nonetheless. I don't know, maybe I sneak it into a video this weekend. But we did just find out that they're going to post a novelization of Terrifier 2 for this October. Like, that's coming out in book form this October, so that's kind of exciting. Maybe we'll get some new pieces of lore, maybe things that were missing from the movie within the novelization. That might be kind of fun. I'm looking forward to it. I might get my hands on it, get my dirty little paws on one of those novels. Could be fun. Starlight Glimmerfan 2006, what's up, fella? Been hearing great things about the Nosferatu trailer. Can't wait for it to release online. I have seen it. It rocks. It's very cool. I'm very excited for the film. I'm thinking about another thing. I'm thinking about sneaking into an update video this weekend. I'm working on a big video right now. For those who are patrons, you guys might know about a little bit about it. It's the first hot ones, or hot takes. I mean, hot ones is something else. First video for my hot take series that it's gonna be like a once a week thing. I might do it like starting on Monday. I don't know. But I've been kind of working on that, but I will have an update video this weekend talking about some of the stories I missed from this past weekend, or this past week. There's a lot of stuff going on this week. It was crazy. Couldn't even get to all of it. Villain Killing Dylan, yo, what's up, man? Thank you for being a member. Appreciate you, my friend. What's up? How are you? Thanks for being a member. Welcome in. VKD. RJ Skarenki is with us too, saying, any more Scream 7 news? Dude, any more? There hasn't been anything, bro. There hasn't been anything since Nev Campbell was like, hey, it's happening. I want something. I want something, RJ. Maybe we'll get something real soon here, but nothing but, not even a rumor, you know? Usually we get like, this person on Twitter made up a rumor. And you know, I was shitting on that for the longest time. Like, God, I'm sick of the rumors. But now I miss the rumors. I miss that at this point. We got nothing. Nothing going on with that, unfortunately. But there is a lot of horror news going on with pretty much everything else. We have the Smile 2 trailer came out this week. Long Legs is going crazy with its marketing. There is so much to talk about, so trust me, we will not run out of topics tonight. I'm very excited to get into all of it. Jesus. Hand for Letters has a terrifying profile picture here. It is a Carolina Reaper. Ooh. I had one of those one time. It nearly killed me. Screw that. That's not fun. Hey, Jake, I made it. Welcome in, my friend. Welcome in. If you're a spice fiend, I dig that. You're more brave than I am. Hand for Letters. Is that a Carolina Reaper? It looks like one, or is that like a ghost pepper or something? That looks just like the one that I had a long time ago. But that's really cool. Alex Beebe, what's up, man? Maybe the killer in Scream 7 could be the film's take on Danny Johnson, a journalist who decides to create their own killing spree and turn it into a famed true crime story. That could be fun. Take that right from Dead by Daylight, implement it into the Scream universe. It's almost like I had that idea already back in 2022. Yeah, make that happen. That would be really cool. Great idea for a Ghostface right there. Dead by Daylight is on that shit. Speaking of Dead by Daylight, if you have not seen my most recent gaming videos, we played some, me and my girlfriend, or my girlfriend and I. Sorry, let me correct my grammar there. Oh, gotta get things right. My girlfriend and I played Dead by Daylight. We have a very hilarious series of videos up on the gaming channel right now. That's what this week was a little more focused on. Go check them out. They're very fun. They're very fun videos. So give them a watch. We're back to Killer Clowns this weekend, though. I'm excited for it. Erica, what's up? Erica messaged me the other day and asked if I was still doing Wednesday live streams, by the way. And yes, I am doing that. It's been middle of the weeks have been my time to work on my short film recently, so that's kind of what I've been doing in the middle of the weeks, but we're kind of back to normal starting next week. So the short's almost done, by the way. Little update on that, so very exciting stuff. About 90% of the way there. Almost done. Jackson Watkins, what's up, fella? How's it going? What's poppin'? What's popping with me? I'm just editing, as you know. Always editing, and I'm taking a little break now to stream. I love it. It's fun. So welcome in, Jackson. Happy Friday. Thanks for hanging out with us. Aiden V, salutations. Buster Brown, welcome in. Mary is saying Despicable Me 4 is not a horror film, it's animation for kids. Well, unless you're terrified of little tiny yellow minions, then it's a horror film. I mean, if you're terrified of little tiny round goggle wearing yellow minions, you're not gonna have a fun time with that movie. It would be terrifying, in fact. Isaac Barmore, what's up, fella? Sup? What's up? Or I'm sorry, Isaac. Let me rephrase that. What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up, Isaac? How you doing? What's up, man? Welcome in. There we go. We got that fixed up. What's up, Jake? Did you see the Penguin trailer? No. Wait, did that come out? Actually, I must have missed that. Like I said, 3 days out of the week today, I was kind of in the middle of shit. That's exciting, though. Very exciting stuff. I'll have to look into that, Ryan. How goes it, Erica? I'm banging. I'm vibing. I shouldn't have said I'm banging. That shouldn't have been the first thing that came out of the gate, right? No, I'm chilling. I am chilling. Things are good. Editing some fun little videos. I'm excited for it. I got a big, nasty hot takes video coming out on Megan, probably on Monday. And then I got some videos coming out this weekend. So I'm excited. Got a lot in the tank right now, just ready to blast it out. That's also sounded gross. I can't get around it. Everything I say is just disgusting. Balloon Boy, hello. Five Nights at Freddy's 2. Are you excited for that? I've been seeing some of the leaks from all that. I've been thinking about covering it. I'm excited for it, though. What's up, Balloon Boy? How you doing? Elle is with us tonight. Thank you for being a member. Same to you, Erica. I forgot to say that. Appreciate all of y'all. Yes! That's what I imagine you're saying. Yes! Because there's a E in there. It's confusing. I love it. Welcome in. Isaiah Patterson, what's up, Jake? Oh, I'm just vibing out. Peace sign, bro. What's up? Peace. Welcome in. I'm excited, man. I'm excited for Long Legs. I'm excited for A Quiet Place Day 1. Oh, speaking of which, we have a big stream. Ethan, I'm getting to your thing tonight. I'm getting to your comment in a second here. Yes, so on Monday, me and Splattercast have a very exciting stream happening. We are giving some stuff away for A Quiet Place Day 1. Oh, yeah, I know, right? Crazy. So we got some stuff to give away regarding that. Thank you to the people who gave us those things. I'm still not 100% sure on who that was, which is pretty funny, but we have a bunch of Quiet Place merch and tickets to give away and stuff. It's going to be fun. So let me throw this up on the screen so you guys know what I'm talking about. It's going to be a very, very fun stream. I believe it's happening over on Splattercast. Ethan, like I said, I'm getting to your comment. Give me 2 seconds. On Monday, 7 p.m. Eastern, you could win some of that stuff there. Look at that. I don't even know what that is. Is that a shirt? Probably. Is that like tape or there's stuff there. It looks cool though. You can win some Quiet Place Day 1 stuff. We're going to be talking about 1 and 2, doing a live review of both of them. I'm just fresh up on watching them both last night back to back. They're very fun movies. I'm excited to talk about them live. So don't miss that stream on Monday. It is going to be a blast. There will not be a KillJoy Jake stream Monday, unfortunately. But Quiet Place Day 1 giveaway on Splattercast. Go check it out. It's going to be fun. I might still do a stream. I don't know. Maybe I do a late stream, but as of right now, who knows? Ethan, getting back to you though, my friend. Thank you for being a member. I appreciate you. Saying, Jake, the other night, my local theater had a throwback night and played Scream. Very nice. I snuck in Olive Garden and ordered a cookie sundae with ice cream there. Top 5 experience of all time. All right. Hey, hell yeah, Ethan. I'm glad you enjoyed. Very good stuff. Hell yeah. I don't even know what else to say to that except for hell yeah, dude. Scream, cookies, Olive Garden. It doesn't get better than that. I don't think it does. Welcome in, Ethan. Appreciate you, man. Appreciate you a bunch. Locked is saying, imagine reading the bedroom scene in Terrifier 2. Yes. That is something I'm very curious on. I think about like the Halloween Ends book, right? Because like that's super different than the movie. They like add a bunch more in. There's a lot more detail. It makes me like care a little more about Corey too, which I think is interesting. I still don't like him, but I care a little more about him from the book. So I'm kind of curious what Terrifier 2's book does for its respective movie. Like, is it going to detail more of the groundwork of what's going on, the mysterious cryptic story happening in the background, what's going on with Sienna's father, how he's connected to Art the Clown, how he knew about the victims from Terrifier 1. Maybe we kind of dive a little bit into the nitty gritty there a little more. with some more detail. And then, of course, read the disgusting shit that happens in the bedroom scene. I'm all about it. Hayden Herbert, what's up, Hayden? How's it going? Welcome in, welcome in. Welcome to the KillJoy Jake YouTube channel. If you have any horror things you want to talk about, any horror news you want to hit up with old Jake, let me know. Am I doing multiple hot takes per video or just one? So basically what it's going to be is like I go through the plot of a movie and then I give you like a hot take about it as we go along. Like for Megan, for instance, I talk about like some of the things like people don't like about the movie, some of the things I like, some of the things I don't like. And it's fun. It's a fun time. They're very fun. There's like clips from the movies and stuff. It's like a really intricately edited series. I'm really excited for you guys to see it though. It's gonna be fun. They're longer videos too. I'm trying to do longer videos. Like that's a big thing. Like the YouTube algorithm just demands you do like longer content. These 8-minute videos I'm putting up, like they do okay, but like I'm getting like 2,000 views average on videos, which is cool and all. But like if I was getting like an average of 10,000 views, that would be even better. So hoping to get up there with this series. That's my goal. Longer videos usually do that. People usually are into that a little more. Necro Mechanimal, what's up, bro? Terrifier audiobook narrated by David Howard Thornton. He finally gets to talk. He would finally get to talk. Honestly, I wouldn't be against that, just for him to finally be able to say something, right? That's hilarious. What if Alien Romulus makes $1 billion at the box office? That would be awesome. I don't think it will, but that would be awesome if it did. It sounds like it's going to be a really good movie, too. I'm really hyped for Alien Romulus. Is the new Exorcist movie worth seeing? Thinking about going tonight. The Exorcism. I'm hearing not so great reviews about it. Like, really not? I've been hearing not so great reviews about it for a while now. Like, from people who got to see it early, even to now it's out in public and people have seen it. I'm hearing not great things. I was hoping that it would be like the new Nightmare version of the Pope's Exorcist, where it's kind of making fun of itself even more. Sounds like it's not quite that. So I don't know. I don't even know if I'm going to go see it, Ethan the Goat. So just words of advice. But check it out if you want. If you like Russell Crowe and you want to see more Russell Crowe movies, there you go. Nothing wrong with that either. Support indie horror, too. You know, that's always great. Eric Cartman saying there's a new Stephen King movie coming in February called The Monkey. Elijah Wood and Theo James are in the cast. And Osgood Perkins director of Longlegs. Dude is busy. So not only does he have Longlegs coming out in 3 weeks from today, but in February, my man's got a brand new Stephen King adaptation. This is an adaptation of a short story from Skeleton Crew, by the way, as well. Skeleton Crew fucking rocks. If you've never read it, it is easily Stephen King's like best short story collection. I have not read the new one though, in all fairness, but I mean that collection's got it all. You know, I mean it's got like The Mist. Wow, I'm really drawing a blank here. I think Pet Sematary. No, that's not right. I don't know. There's a bunch of really good ones in there. The Raft from Creepshow 2. Huh? Anyone like The Raft? Is it just me? Probably, but that's okay. I love The Raft. Stephen King's The Raft. Very good story. Should be adapted into a full feature. But I'm excited to see what The Monkey is all about. Excited to see what Osgood Perkins does, getting his hands on a little King action. So I'm excited for it. That's a habanero. It looks like a much more evil pepper. Like habaneros are not that bad. Like I could eat a habanero, but Carolina Reaper, that'll fuck you up, bro. Felt like I was trying to give birth to a knife, but out of my butthole. It was rough. Tid Morgan, what's up, Tid? How you doing, bro? How's things, Jake? I hope you're doing good. Good. Streaming, making videos, all that stuff. Made a new gaming channel, too, Tid. I know you haven't been around here for a little while, but trying to get the gaming channel monetized before the end of the summer. So go subscribe to Golgotha. It's featured on like the channels tab page on this page. Would be cool if you did that. I'm just saying. So I'm trying to get that monetized. I'm like quarter of the way there, you know, like almost at 250 subscribers, which is fun. So we're getting up there. Just posted a new video there today. So Ella is smoking bowls, which you, as per usual, I love it. Just watched a Spanish horror from the same director of the others. It's called Tessis, and it's great. Made the same year as Scream too. Ooh, okay. Hell yeah. I love some international horror films. You know, I feel like anything that kind of goes through Hollywood, it typically has a certain feel and flavor to it. But when you watch something like it's a little more international, it kind of like it's devoid of that, right? It has its own unique personality without like any of that Hollywood flavoring to it, which I like. Sometimes I like, you know, little Hollywood in my movies. Sometimes I don't. I'm on the fence about it sometimes. Depends on the movie, for sure. But I love international horror for that reason. A lot more personality is put into some of these movies. So I'm all about it. I'll have to check this out. Getting high and watching horror. It's my favorite activity. Jonathan Nichols is saying, Jake, you should do a Scream live stream with Mike from Wham. That would be epic. I would love to do something with the We Watched a Movie peeps. And I don't know, maybe I already have something in the works. Who knows? Who knows what's up? Who knows what's happening? I don't know. Why would I even say that? I don't know, Jonathan. I love those guys, though. We Watched a Movie is easily one of my biggest inspirations for doing a horror channel. I've been watching those guys for a long time. Much longer than this channel has been around, I'll tell you that much. Those guys in like 3C Films, I mean, like they're the best. I've been watching them for a very long time now. Big inspirations for old Jake here. Love them a lot. Still waiting for the T3 trailer, says Zan Yi. I saw someone post today that they don't think it's coming out till August because that's how they did it for the last movie. But I don't know. I feel like Terrifier 3 is a different animal, right? Terrifier 2 was still an underground horror flick when it was, you know, being promoted, being released, and then it blew up and it was like, whoa, $15 million. Whoa, holy shit, that's crazy. So, that's my guess. I'm just thinking 3 months probably beforehand, but they might do the 2-month thing too. Who knows? I think Terrifier 3 is going to make even more money than that though, so I feel like they're going to approach this film with a little more of a, like a little more finesse, if that makes sense. Like, okay, Terrifier is much bigger than it was 2 years ago, before October of 2022, so we're probably going to give it a crazier campaign. Julian Perez is saying, if you could turn any horror game into a movie, what would it be? Also, what's up, Jakey? What's up, Julie? Any horror video game into a movie? Oh, that's a really good question. What's the dinosaur game? There's so many dinosaur games. Like Primal Rage, just off the top of my head. I can think of that one, but Turok, that's what it is. I would turn Turok into a movie. So this is loose description. What I remember from the like PS3 game. I think this is like a PS1 game, but like I just remember that it's a 2008 game. That's what I played. You're running through this like alien planet that you crash landed on, and you gotta like shoot a bunch of velociraptors, basically. I thought that was so much fun, and it's like horror, it's dinosaurs at the same time, which I feel like we need so bad. I would totally turn that into a horror movie. That would be so much fun. You would need a big budget. I mean, that's the biggest thing about it. And 65 almost did that, but they didn't, which makes me sad. But I just want a dinosaur horror movie. You know, honestly, after watching A Quiet Place 1 and 2, I think what I'm realizing about both of those movies is it's basically like if the Jurassic Park velociraptors were antagonists in a horror movie. I mean, they even like kind of sound the same, which is interesting. Obviously, you kill them in different ways. You got to like turn that thing up and like make their heads open up so you can shoot them in the face. But still, it gives you that same vibe. They feel like velociraptors in their movements, the way they attack people. Basically, if you get ripped open by one, it's over, you know? So I feel like you could totally make that happen. I feel like you could make Jurassic Park the horror movie just by altering the tone a little bit. I mean, it's right there. Blood, guts, dinosaurs, practical effects. Could be fun. Could be fun. Jackson Watkins is saying, I heard Gale is going to be in Scream 7. I also heard David Arquette will be in Scream 7 for a flashback. So what I will say is, as of right now, the only things that are confirmed, which I don't think Courtney Cox is confirmed. Like maybe, but I remember it was just rumors, and Nev Campbell saying, oh yeah, you know, more people that you know will be in it. That's it. You know, we haven't had like an official like headline saying Courtney Cox joins the cast of Scream 7. It's all just rumors, smoke and mirrors right now, unfortunately, but it would be really cool. And I listen, I'm going to be straight up with you. Like, if Gale's not in the movie, I'd be scratching my head. Like, there's no way. Like, 99% sure Courtney Cox will be in the film unless, I don't know, you know, like Steven Spielberg is like, hey, be in my new movie instead. I mean, I don't know. I don't see Courtney Cox not doing it. So she will be in it. David Arquette, that might be a bigger maybe, but we'll just have to see. It is coming from it's coming from the original screenwriter, so maybe he wants to really hit that throwback feel a little more. But in a way, I've heard people say that, right? I've heard people say that about Scream 7, like, oh, it's gonna feel a little more like the original flicks. And I'm just thinking about what we literally just did with Scream 6. Like, Scream 6 was nostalgia and looking back on the franchise, being like, look at all this. Isn't this cool? And it's like, yeah, it's great, but tell a new story, you know? I'm really hoping Scream 7, more than anything, does tell that new story with Sidney Prescott. Puts a lot of oomph into trying to give her a good reason to tell more story with this character, who has already kind of, in a way, arguably completed an arc. So, are we going to set up a new arc? Is it going to be worth our time? Is this movie going to put a lot of effort into that? I hope so. I really do. It's a big thing, a crucial detail that this movie has to hit on. Noah Atkinson, thank you for being a member. What's up, my friend? How are you doing? How are you doing? Welcome, welcome. You got lots of compliments today on your new blue Terrifier shirt. Nice, Robert. I love it. I love to hear it. I got to get a Terrifier shirt. I still don't have one. There's that like yellow one, I want to say from like Cavity Colors or maybe Terror Threads. I can't remember which brand it was, but it's like yellow and it's got like art from the bedroom scene specifically on it. I want that shirt. It's ugly and I love it. Ugh. It fits the vibe of Terrifier, you know? I don't know. Balloon Boy is so excited for Sidney to be back in Scream 7, but I hope they reveal more of the cast or more details. You're telling me, dog. I want to see it. I want to see it. Let's see it happen soon, Balloon Boy. With July coming soon, I'm hoping they'll reveal the cast for the Long Walk movie. I hope so too. Maybe they'll do that and Scream 7. Fingers crossed, Eric. Fingers crossed. More Stephen King movies, though. I appreciate that. Nothing wrong with that. What's up, Madison? How you doing? How you doing? How you doing? We're gonna play some Dead by Daylight after this. I'm excited. Darth Gutierrez, do I appreciate you? Yes, I do appreciate you. Thank you for being a channel member. Thank you for supporting this page, my dude. And you know what, more importantly, more than anything, thank you for hanging out with me on this wonderful Friday night. So I appreciate you, man. Thanks for talking horror with us. Ty Lee would love a Terrifier 2 and 3 audiobook. That would be fun. You know, with the novelization of 2, they'll probably do one for 3. So look out for that. It's an interesting new development, you know? I mean, they got a lot of faith in this franchise moving forward. I've said it before, I'll say it again. Anytime I go to horror conventions, you can't look anywhere without seeing somebody in a Terrifier shirt. Like, people are hyped up about this new series. And with good reason, too. Terrifier 2 rocked. I like Terrifier 1. It's fun. It is a brutal movie. It's got some crazy kills and a lot going on. But Terrifier 2, like, that solidified me as an all-time fan. I was like, okay, this is amazing. So I'm really excited to see what 3 is all about. You know, we're hearing some interesting things about it, right? We're hearing that Damien Leone is trying to implement more of the feeling of the first one. Like, the supernatural stuff is still going to be there, but it's going to have much more of that darker, grimier tone that the first movie had. So I'm just really excited to see how he does that, like how this actually gets from that point. We'll just have to see, though. Hollywood Guy, thank you for the $5, my friend. I really appreciate the super chat. Thank you, thank you. Saying, hey, Jake, I read somewhere that Ghostface might be a serial killer who was mad that they stole his gimmick and now is back to kill Sidney and others. Ooh. A Ghostface that might be a serial killer who is mad that they stole his gimmick. So, like, now that, wait, follow up to that. Now that is what I read in an article, just take it with a grain of salt. So he's like a serial killer that already, was kind of established and becomes a Ghostface because they stole his gimmick, like Ghostface killing people based on movies. Is that kind of like what you're getting at? Because that's kind of cool. It's kind of like Mickey. Kind of reminds me of Mickey a little bit. Like, he was already an established killer and then kind of got recruited to help Mrs. Loomis. That could be interesting. I'm not against that at all. I think just like a different motive from anything we've seen in the past. That's a big thing for me. I really want to see that with Scream 7. And you're also saying he wore the mask and outfit. Like, oh, okay. So like this was like his thing beforehand, but then like Billy and Stu stole it, is what you're saying. Oh, okay. I mean, I can definitely get into that. I think my thing about this, my only negative is that, like, what took him 30-ish years to get to that point? What took him 30 years to be like, well, okay, well, now I'm mad. You know, this has happened 6 times now. That's my limit, bro. You know, I don't know. Or maybe he has been killing people. Maybe he has been killing people, slowly working his way up to Sidney. I don't know. That could be kind of cool. Maybe he's responsible for all the people who have survived Scream movies who never came back. Maybe he killed them off. Something like that. That could be an interesting way to throw it. I'm here for it. Because, you know, it is an interesting thing about the Ghostface costume and mask and all that. It existed long before the Scream movies were a thing. There's a picture of, I can't remember which movie premiere, but it's like an early 90s movie premiere, like 5 years at least before Scream came out. And it's someone in a Ghostface costume standing behind the director. And it's just like, whoa, that's weird. That's weird looking, right? You just wouldn't expect that from the early 90s. Like that costume just wasn't really popular yet. So I think that could be interesting. I like the idea of the history of the costume being relevant in the story, in the modern story, I guess is my point. Because we're constantly trying to make connections to the past, and it's like, it's starting to get like, dude, really? How many more connections can we have to the original killings? We're starting to overstretch a little bit there, but the history of the costume, that's interesting. We could do something with that, I think. Hollywood guy, I like that. Thank you for the $5 though, my friend. Let's hope Scream 7 just has a good killer, just someone who's fresh, someone who isn't just taking something from the past and twisting it around in some which way or the other. Nightfall 3D, what's up, my 3D friend? How are you? I love it. Thank you for the 5. Appreciate you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. What was the first horror flick you saw that genuinely scared the crap out of you and that you wish you could see for the first time again? Okay, so this is a tough question because, like, when I was a kid, the first horror movie my folks ever showed me was the David Arquette movie, Eight-Legged Freaks, which, you know, I watched that as an adult. It's hilarious. It's a goofy movie. But mind you, when I was a kid, you know, a child terrified of spiders, I was crawling, like, all over, like, you know, I used to sit on my dad's lap when we would watch horror movies together, and I was crawling behind his neck on the couch, like, ooh, are the spiders gone? Oh God, you know, freaking out. So that scared the crap out of me when I was like 6. But, you know, nowadays as an adult, what horror movie like scared the crap out of me as an adult? Hereditary back in 2018. That was such a shock because the way they marketed that movie, like, it just looked like a Blumhouse movie, if I'm being real. I saw it with my girlfriend at the time, and I remember just being like horrified, like just being like, oh my God, should we leave? Like, this is too much. This is too much for me, and I like this shit. This is crazy. I saw it like 6 or 7 times or whatever in that opening weekend. I've told this story a million times, but that scared the crap out of me. I'm trying to think what other movies from like before the KillJoy Jake times just really scared me. The Babadook, whatever. That scared the crap out of me the first time. There's a few scenes in that movie that were really spooky, and I kind of watched it so many times I got sick of it. Like, I haven't seen it probably since I think 2020 was the last time I rewatched it, because there was some kind of rumor that like they were gonna do a sequel, I think back in 2020, that I did a video for. I can't believe I remember that. But that movie scared the fuck out of me, dude. That was good. It Follows. That's enough. Those three in like my kind of adult lifetime, I remember those scared the fuck out of me for sure. Those stick near and dear in the old brain. So those 3, I wish if I could see any of those 3 again for the first time, that would be awesome. So, I don't know, it's like slashers don't really scare me unless it's like something that's like really grounded down to earth, like really fucked up and visceral. Like gore doesn't scare me. I'm more like entertained by gore, if that makes sense. It's the psychological stuff that really gets in my head, Nightfall. But I love slashers though. I'm not saying I don't like slashers. I'm just not typically scared by them. Psychological horror though, that fucks me up. I don't know, that'll ruin my day kind of shit. And I love that. That's what I love. So Nightfall, thank you for the 5 though. I really appreciate that. A great question though. Lots of movies I wish I could watch again for the first time. Isaac Barmore's just throwing 5 out there. I appreciate that. Thank you, Isaac. Your support is very appreciated. And another 2. Look at that. Up to 7. 7 deadly sins. Lucky number 7. I love it, Isaac. Appreciate the fuck out of you, bro. Thank you. If you got anything to say, just let me know. We'll get to it, Isaac. Thank you for the support. Luddy Network's also throwing 2 in there saying, I've missed you. I missed you, my friend. Thank you. Thank you for the 2. And thank you for the flamethrower again. I'll never stop talking about it. Still the craziest thing I've ever gotten in the mail. I've gotten some crazy shit in the mail too. Someone one time sent me like a box full of like old Ghostface stuff. Like just like a bunch. They just had all this old Ghostface memorabilia. It was when we were working on Red Right Hand, like the feature film for that. And they're like, hopefully this can help. And it did. It actually very much so did. They had like a whittled down Buck 150 knife that we ended up using for Corvus's kill in the film. So it was awesome. It saved us a huge part of the budget there. So I greatly appreciated that. But to this day, the flamethrower, still the nuttiest thing I've ever gotten in the mail. Luddy, thank you so much. I've missed you too, my friend. Cult life or get out. Hashtag KJJ. Thanks for being here, Luddy. I appreciate you, man. Happy Friday. Thanks for hanging out with us. Thank you for the support, man. Also, Infinite Sky, a little bit of a hot take here. Stephen King is good, but I feel he is a bit overrated. He has decent story ideas, but they're often bloated or overwritten and bogged down with too many repetitive ideas or characters. Yeah, but he's got really good ideas, dude. Listen, I'm not gonna I don't know. It's hard for me to disagree. He's got some weird writing choices for sure. I'm not gonna disagree with that. Not every story he's ever written is a 10 out of 10, but I don't know, man. He's got some ideas that are like, how the fuck did you come up with this? Like, mind-boggling. They stick in my brain. Even like the most simplest shit, The Jaunt, I think is a story I like to bring up a lot. I don't know why this hasn't been made into a feature. I think it is so fucking scary. It is just about like this family who is using like a portal. Not a portal, like a teleportation device to get from one part of the earth to another. And it's terrifying. It's like, I don't want to say any more than that because I don't want to spoil it, but something terrifying happens to one of the family members, and it is one of the scariest fucking things I've ever read. He makes excellent short stories. Some of his novels, I do agree, get a little bloated, but I mean, he's one of the most influential writers of all time. The majority of horror movies or horror tropes from today are taken probably from a Stephen King idea from the past, and it's the truth. I mean, you wouldn't have things like The Conjuring without the monkey short story from Skeleton Crew. You wouldn't have apocalyptic like disaster movies without Stephen King popularizing that with things like The Stand or Roger McCormick. I've been getting into like reading topics a lot lately on stream, and I think that's really fun. I love talking about movies, but it's been cool that we're talking about books too. I'm just realizing that. Luddy's throwing another 5 out there. Thank you again, my friend. Appreciate you. Jake, what is the most difficult part about making a horror movie? It is incredible to watch the shit that you wrote on a page come to life. Like, that is something I'm experiencing right now with the short film I'm working on, but it is tedious. Like, I mean, we've been working on a short film that currently has a 9-minute long runtime. We have been working on that since September of last year. Now, I'm also a stickler about, like, I'm very much so a perfectionist, and that's why you sometimes don't see videos on this page as much as I would like, because I'm always like, oh, this isn't good enough, or oh, this story isn't big enough to make a whole video about, whatever. I hate it. I honestly hate it about myself, but I'm very much so a perfectionist. We've been working on audio for a month, like just getting it perfect. Because I go back and I watch Red Right Hand and I'm like, this audio sucks. Like, I just don't like the way the audio came out on this. And that's because we only spent like a week on it, and I wish we had spent more time on it. So this time we're spending a month on it, and goddamn, it sounds great. And I'm getting nitty gritty, like details. Everything about it is gonna hopefully be kind of perfect, but nothing is ever perfect. It's very tedious. If you want something good, you got to work hard for it, you know? So that's the most difficult part, is just how long a process takes if you want something to really be impressive, but it's worth it at the end of the day. It's a lot of work, but it is always worth it, my friend. So dude, thank you for the 5. I can't wait for you to see the short. I can't tell you where you're going to see it yet, but oh God, I'm biting my tongue, and it is very hard, Luddy. Thank you for the 5. Really appreciate you. Can't wait for you to see what's cooking behind the scenes, man. Nero Borgata 26. I love the name. What's up, fella? How you doing? Do you think that Kirby put the carpenters in witness protection is a good way of explaining her absence in the 7th film? Oh, is a good way of explaining their absence. I understand what you're saying. The Carpenter sisters. I could see that. I could see that. You know, this is a question that gets brought up a lot, Nero, and my answer usually revolves around, I feel like Scream 7 is better off just not even talking about it. Like, not even bringing it up. Having it be such an isolated story revolving around specifically Sidney Prescott, so much so to the point that the Carpenter sisters wouldn't even have known about it, wouldn't have even gotten involved. Because I'm thinking about Spyglass, right? No matter what Spyglass tries to implement into that story, or whatever the writers decide to come up with to say, oh, this is why the Carpenter sisters aren't there, it's going to be ripped to shreds, dude. Like, it is going to be ripped to shreds online, and I'm probably going to be part of that. I'm not even going to lie. Whatever they try to explain, it's probably not going to be something super satisfying. It's not going to be a good reason for them not to be there, I guess is my point, right? So I don't even think you're not going to have the Sydney scene we got in part 6, where it was like, oh, Sydney couldn't be here for this and that, whatever. No, you're not even going to get that in part 7. They're just not even going to mention the Carpenter sisters. We're just going to tell a Sydney story. I would bet on it. I mean, if we do get, and why I say that is because if we do get something, it's going to be ripped to shreds. People are going to be pissed about it, and it's going to be ripped apart on Twitter. So one of those two things is going to happen. I promise. There's going to be no in between. It is either going to be a shit fest for Spyglass for trying to implement something like that, or they just completely don't touch it at all. But this works. I mean, on paper it works. You know what I mean? I'm not saying it's this works on paper, but I guess my point is no matter what they try to do, someone's going to be pissed about it. Someone's going to rip it apart, and someone's going to say that it's not a good enough reason for them to not be there, you know? So it makes me sad. I wish what happened didn't happen. I wish we were still all excited about Scream 7. I understand why a lot of the fan base isn't pumped for the new movie, though. It's a tough situation, man. It just blows. But hopefully in the future, you know, Spyglass relinquishes the rights. Maybe we get another movie with Sam and Tara. So you never know, man. Anything is possible, my friend. Thank you for the 5. We'll just have to see what ends up happening. I would love to see Kirby in part 7 too. You know, I hope that happens. So I don't know. We'll just have to see. Talk about that all day. Isaac throwing another 5 in there. Dude, thank you again for the support tonight. Saying, any news on The Conjuring 4 Last Rites? Also, have you watched the new A24 trailer, for the front room? Oh, for the front room. Yes. Looks great. It does. What's her name? It's like the lady from Brandy. Brandy from Get Out is the star of it, if I'm remembering. Yeah. Yeah. No. That's not the lady from Get Out. I'm thinking of something else. That's a different movie. No, this is the lady from I Still Know What You Did Last Summer. Right. She's starring in this new movie. Yeah, okay. I got that mixed up with another project. Cool. Yeah, no, this looks badass. I'm very excited for it. A24 horror in general, I'm always hyped for. I hadn't done this research, but the director of this film's name is Sam Eggers, and I was curious if this is. Yep. Yeah. So this movie comes from the brothers of Robert Eggers, ladies and gentlemen, which is really weird and really exciting for me. I wanted to double check this before I said it, because I'm like, is that true? Yeah, so Sam Eggers and Max Eggers, who are brothers of filmmaker Robert Eggers, they have a new movie from A24. Will this be good? Will this be nepotism? We'll just have to see. But I'm excited for it. Pretty good trailer if you have not seen it. It comes out on September 6th of this year. I don't know. I'm excited. And again, Brandy from I Still Know What You Did Last Summer is the star of it. So that's pretty cool. I'm very excited. And Conjuring 4, getting back to that, Isaac. So last we heard was when it got announced. I believe this was last year, maybe, or was it 2022? I can't remember, but it was announced prior to The Nun 2, because then we got that little tease at the end of The Nun 2's kind of setting this up. It wasn't anything super spoilery if you're like, oh man, what's going on there? No, it wasn't anything super spoilery. It's just like, oh, Ed and Lorraine Warren pop up and they're like, hey, we're back. We're going to do one more. There's trouble afoot with spirits and shit. That's really all it was. So no, I'm excited for it. There is I think I talked about it in a video a long time ago, that there is like one more big Warren case. It's like just another haunting or something that was kind of popular. And that's likely what the 4th Conjuring will be about. But I'm, as excited as I am about it, I wasn't really crazy about The Conjuring 3 or, well, just like kind of the last couple Conjuring flicks. I have to admit, like I will admit when something is good, it's good. The Nun 2 was a bit of a step up from the first Nun. Is it a great movie? Is it a 10 out of 10 best from last year? No, dear God. But I will say it improved upon some things from the previous film. But the biggest crutch from the most recent Conjuring flicks is they're all trying to kind of do the same formula, and I wish they would just kind of branch off and do their own thing. Like, you always have like a main antagonist and a secondary villain that comes out for the 3rd act just to be kind of scary and feel like this little jump scare carnival feeling 3rd act. I don't know why we try to force that in everything. Like the Nun 2 had that, and I'm like, why are we doing that? That's crazy to me. Just tell your own story, do your own thing. So I'm hoping that whatever Conjuring 4 ends up being, it's just vibe with Ed and Lorraine. And honestly, I hate to say this, but Conjuring 3 kind of does that. It kind of does do its own thing. And that's where I was interested in. I was interested in that aspect of Conjuring 3. But when it tried to do the jump scare thing again and give Lorraine superpowers, it lost me. So we'll just have to see. Hopefully Conjuring 4 gets it back on track for their last little hurrah before they do the TV series. So thank you for the 5, Isaac. I really do appreciate it, man. And Nightfall's also throwing 5 in there. Thank you. I already love where this is going. King is great with shorts. I couldn't agree more. I adore 1408, but the endings in his novels suck. I still want the 5 months back that I spent reading The Dome. The Dome is brutal. Yeah, so King is famous for some brutal endings to his stories, which is why the Mist's ending in the movie specifically hits so hard, because the Mist's ending is a little more ambiguous. It's just the characters driving into the fog, and you kind of get this idea, like you get this hopeful feeling reading the ending that maybe they'll make it out, or maybe they won't. It's ambiguous, but obviously the ending to the movie is a little different. Yikes. But yeah, 1408 is a fantastic story and a great movie. One of my favorite Stephen King adaptions, by the way. That's how much I love it. It's actually sitting pretty prominent on my shelf. Right at the end there. I put the numbers at the end. I don't know, maybe I'm weird. But I love 1408 in all forms. Fucking great story. The Jaunt needs to be adapted. I'm trying to think what else is really good from King. I do love a lot of his stories, though, and I do like a lot of his dark endings. Sometimes they do feel a little like forced, like, are you serious? Like, really? This is what we're doing? But no, I do love a lot of King's writing, but I do get the criticisms too. I get it. But if he wasn't that weird, if he wasn't so himself when he wrote, I worry that it wouldn't be the same, you know? So I worry that we wouldn't have some of the fun little tropes we have in horror because of that. So, but I get it. I feel it, man. The Dome is a pretty cool story, though. I don't know. I vibe with it. But thank you for the 5, man. Appreciate you. Thank you for the 5, and keep reading some King. If you've read the new short story collection, it's called You Like It Darker. Please let me know if anyone has read that. Leave me some reviews in the comments, because I do want to read that very soon here. And Splattercast, Dylan and Luke, thank you guys so much, gifting some memberships left and right. Holy crap! Those went to Trent Sylvester. I love that name, Trent Sylvester. Drizzy Fest, Mass Tyson, Billy Jennings, and Blue Scarlet, all gifted memberships. Thank you, Dylan and Luke, for doing that. Welcome to the fold, you brand new cult members, and check out all the updates on my short film. You can find out what the heck Jake is working on now, and you'll see Monday's video early this weekend. So, how about them apples? Very exciting stuff all around. Dylan, thank you so much for the memberships. Really appreciate you. And Jason and Freddie tier patrons, maybe even Ghostface tier patrons. Maybe I'll be crazy this weekend. Let everyone see it early, but some of the more top tier patrons are going to be able to see videos early moving forward, which is exciting. Luddy Network throwing $10 out there, dude. Thank you for the support. Saying, might I say I am so excited for hot takes. Any spoilers on what the first topic will be? Spoilers on what the first topic will be. Also, I am excited for Alien, but should I be nervous for a flop? Luddy, great questions all around. So the first topic, I'm kind of doing the first couple topics, like I'm kind of doing them myself, but Freddie tier patrons will be able to choose them soon here. But I'm talking about Megan, because we just got some really exciting Megan news regarding a spin-off movie coming out in 2026. And of course, we have the sequel coming in 2025. So I figured it would be a good time to kind of talk about that. I wasn't going to make a whole video about it because we don't really know much about the spin-off movie, but we know enough about it to be like, okay, this is a good time to bring up Megan again. Be cool. It was nice to rewatch it as well. So I'm talking about Megan first, then I'm going through X and Pearl. But after that, it's free game. Free game from the crowd, from the peanut gallery, whatever they want to do. I'm going to try to do one a week. I'm not going to try to commit to that either, because that's very difficult with my insane schedule, but I would like to do one a week and post them all on Monday. Have them done for patrons for the weekend. But, you know, shit happens at the same time. But yes, I'm very excited for that. And I'll talk a little more in July about how patrons can pick the topic. But moving into Alien, I wouldn't be nervous for a flop. I'm going to be completely real. It is coming from director Fede Alvarez, who made Evil Dead 2013, one of my favorite horror flicks of all time. You might disagree, and that's all good. But I love the attention to detail he put into that flick. I love the first Don't Breathe, which he directed as well. And then he's also produced some other horror flicks as well. But those are kind of his two big horror credits. And this is going to be his next one, is what I'm thinking. The Alien Romulus trailer 2 looks fantastic. I'm very excited with it, for it. It's got a great cast. Kaylee Spaney is crazy underrated, and I'm glad she's finally getting some recognition, especially this year, in some of her better roles. She was terrific in Civil War, and I'm feeling like this is going to be her role of the year with with Alien Romulus playing the lead role. So, no, dude, it's going to be great. I can't wait. It's going to be a great movie. Don't be nervous. Honestly, this movie, Terrifier 3 and Alien Romulus, are the two movies I'm the most excited for the rest of the year, without a doubt in my mind, man. So, no, check this one out when it comes out in August. We don't have too much longer of a wait. I'm excited, Luddy. Thank you for the 10. Appreciate you. Appreciate your support. And thanks for hanging out with me tonight. Oh, and Dylan is saying you're halfway through Some Like It Darker. Cool. Awesome, man. Well, pretty good so far. Okay. Very nice. I hope you enjoy it. That's exciting stuff. I want to read it. I want to sit down. I just haven't had time to do it. So, at some point though. Fallon Vamp, thank you for the 2. Really appreciate you. Saying, I just saw something about a novelization of Terrifier 2. Yes, this is for real. This is really exciting stuff. So they're doing a novelization of it. My speculation right now is that they're going to add a little more to like the mythos and like just the overall storytelling elements of Terrifier 2 that some said were a little too vague. I personally didn't mind. I felt that it was, building up this franchise as a whole. I kind of hate when, looking back on different slasher franchises, they try to do too much story all in one movie, and then just kind of you're just kind of screwed for the next one. The Terrifier people understand that and are building on top of it. And then when we look back on the 4 movies that Damien makes, or at least the 4 movies he's promised us, maybe he goes beyond that, who knows. But once we have all the Terrifier movies, I'm sure it's going to be one gorgeous, disgusting picture of a story, and it'll be fun. But Terrifier 2 might hit on some of those cryptic details and make them a little less cryptic moving into 3 as we get that in October. So I think that's going to be cool. I think that's actually going to be pretty fun, just as long as they don't over-explain it, right? I don't want the moment that an entire story is just explained, every mysterious element is already out there, it's no longer really a horror story, in my opinion. That's when you do the denouement. That's when the sun comes up and our heroes walk into the sunset, That's when there's no more fun to be had, in my opinion, in horror. You got to have some scary shit. And the best way to do that is to keep shit unknown. So the moment you start explaining too much, that's when I kind of start to lose interest, because then it's not scary anymore. So I'm very excited for this novelization. I hope they give us maybe another little piece of the gigantic jigsaw puzzle, but just not the whole damn thing, So I'm excited to see this, or I should say I'm excited to read this with my 2 eyes right here. Someone was talking about an audiobook as well recently. Hopefully we get that too. So Fallon Vamp, thank you for the 2. Enjoy the novelization when it comes out in October alongside the release of Terrifier 3. Ooh. I just can't wait to watch Terrifier 3 in October and then rewatch it with my parents at Christmas and scare the fuck out of them. That's what I'm excited for. It's a Christmas movie, guys. Die Hard's a Christmas movie, so is Terrifier 3. Come on now. It's funny stuff. I love it, dude. Madison, thank you. Off topic, but it looks like your sunburn is basically gone. I mean, I'm a little red, but it's all good. I was out in the sun a little bit this weekend, or not really a weekend. It was my weekend. Wednesday, kinda. But it was nice. I got a little sun on my face. That doesn't usually happen for this YouTuber who lives in this room, so. Legion is with us tonight. Thank you for being a channel member. Appreciate you, man. You watched the yoga scene from In a Violent Nature on YouTube. It has a Jason feel to it. You watched it on YouTube? Watch it on Shudder, bro. Watch the whole movie. It's good. And Madison, no, she does not know me personally. I don't know what you're talking about. Definitely not. I don't see her all the time at all. No. Anyways, Luddy Network's throwing $5 out there. Luddy, thank you, my friend. I appreciate you. I'm so excited. I'm punching the air. Saying Alien Cast is looking so good. Jake, I'm sorry if you've said it, but I've forgotten. In your opinion, what is movie of the year so far? Oh my God. I mean, horror movie of the year so far for me, horror, which that answer differs when we travel across different subgenres here. If for me, at least, and I feel like the chat's just gonna explode. In a Violent Nature for me personally. So far, that's likely to change. You know, we got the movies I was the most excited for moving into 2024 have not released yet. So I feel like that's going to change here after this fall. But for me so far, In a Violent Nature rocked my world, man. That was so much fun. I had a blast with it. I don't know. It was just a movie for me. Like, I was like, this is everything I want in a good slasher movie and more. So I loved it. It's been my favorite horror flick of the year so far. In terms of other genres, though, Dune 2 was amazing. I really enjoyed it. Dune 2, I don't know. I think the Dune movies are a little overrated, like a little bit, but they're good. Like, they are good. But like, just, I don't know. I'm not like, oh my God, this is the greatest thing I've ever seen in my life. They're good. They are good movies. Dune 2 was a solid 9 out of 10. The dialogue is so fucking weird in that movie, though. I couldn't get into it half the time. That's my one thing about it. Dialogue, very strange. Not 100% on board with the Dune 2 dialogue, but everything else, the visuals, the action, the villain, Austin Butler, holy fuck, he was, that's the best part of the movie, is Austin Butler. Every scene with Austin Butler is fantastic. Dune 2 was awesome, but like probably my favorite movie of the year has been Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes. That blew me away. It is gorgeous. It takes a minute to get into it. I would say that's also kind of a 9 out of 10 for that reason. You got to kind of sit through the first 40 minutes of exposition. I'm not gonna lie, there's a moment where I was kind of like, dozing off a little bit, but once it gets into it, it's full throttle to the end of that movie. It was awesome. It's probably my favorite new Apes movie, like out of the 4 of the most recent runs. That's Kingdom is definitely my favorite. Like, blew me away. I love them all, by the way. Like, all 4 of them are fantastic. Dawn was my favorite previously because Koba is one of the best villains in modern movies, holy shit. But Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes rocks. Kevin Durand from Abigail, so if you saw that one and you liked Kevin Durand, the big guy, he was awesome in this movie. Plays kind of the main antagonist, which was really cool. But I loved it. Loved that movie so much. Although I have missed a few. I have missed a few big hitters from this year. Godzilla X Kong, still haven't seen that. But my family just bought the 4K of it, and we're all gonna like have a night of watching it. And I've heard really good things about it. I'm gonna be real. Godzilla X Kong had no love for it when the trailer came out, but the reviews were crazy good. So kind of like, shit, I gotta watch this. I'm excited, man. The kaijus are killing it lately, man. Between Godzilla -1 and that, it's like, good, hell yeah. Kaiju comeback. Love to see it. But Luddy, I could talk about that all day. Thank you for the 5. I really do appreciate you. And yes, that is totally movie of the year. I'm glad you're excited for Alien as well. My head is going to explode like that scene in Scanners when I see Alien. You don't even know, dude. Hollywood Guy, thank you for the 5 again, bro. What's up, bro? What's up? What's up? Jake, tell me it ain't so, but there is a reboot rumor for Nightmare on Elm Street. I hope not. Well, so I made that video and I got really excited about it, but apparently Brad Miska has debunked this over on Twitter. That Lee Cronin's script for Blumhouse and Atomic Monster, that's not apparently that is not a Nightmare on Elm Street flick. I kind of wish it was, though. It sounds like you're not really into that, but I would love to see some more Nightmare on Elm Street personally. I think that would be fun. I know. And listen, I read the comments on that video. I get it. Some people were like, oh man, Blumhouse, Atomic Monster doing it. It's going to suck. I mean, fair. Listen, I would say 80% of their reboots have not been fantastic. But this is also the same studio that brought us Whiplash, that brought us Get Out, that brought us Insidious, Sinister, Paranormal Activity. I mean, oh my God, they have made so many good movies. Are they at their best right now? Maybe not. But I feel like this merger is going to change some things, man. Atomic Monster's got some big hits too. So I don't know. I feel like they got to be on an uptick moving into this next year. I will say though, their 2025 release schedule is all sequels across the board. Like 4 sequels to movies. That's it. That's what we're getting from Blumhouse. But I feel like after this merger, things are going to change for Blumhouse and Atomic Monster because, listen, I mean, I'm not trying to, be like full of myself or anything, but they hear this shit. They hear all the assholes on the internet say that they suck. They're not just missing that, So I feel like they're planning on changing things up, getting things going. At least I hope so. With so many people who loved the Five Nights at Freddy's movie too, I feel like that's going to be their flagship franchise until they get like some more shit figured out as well. So it's going to take some time, but I would love to see them do Nightmare on Elm Street personally. I feel like that's a franchise that has room for improvement. There are some great movies there. The original is a classic. Wes Craven's New Nightmare is fantastic. A great continuation of the original. A great reinvention of the franchise, I should say. And Dream Warriors is almost perfect. Almost. Like 75% of that movie is fantastic, but then you get to the third act and then it just turns into a shit show. But I love most of Dream Warriors. It is so much fun. But I don't know. I would love just one more good Nightmare movie because those are really the only 3 movies in that franchise I care about. Some people really love 2. I respect that. 2's got a lot of great stuff going for it. It kind of doesn't make any sense though. It kind of makes, I've watched it a couple of times now and I still don't understand 100% of what's going on in that movie. Same thing with 4 and 5, but that's okay. I don't know. I think, in my opinion, Nightmare on Elm Street deserves another shot. So I would love to see at least one more good Nightmare film. One more just solid, like people, most people could agree that's a good film. You know what I mean? I don't think a lot of people could say that about the majority of the Nightmare on Elm Street sequels, and that makes me sad. This franchise needs so badly a Halloween 2018. You know, I know not everyone loves that movie, but the majority of people are like, fuck yeah, Halloween 2018, man. Like, that's one of the best sequels. Majority of people, not everybody, but I don't know. I would just love that for Nightmare so much. Same thing for my boy Jason. Maybe at some point, though, but we'll just have to see, Hollywood guy. Maybe a better studio does it, too. Fingers crossed. Who knows? Hollywood guy, thank you for the 5. Much love. Really do appreciate you. What is weird about Lee Cronin's script, though? And pause. Pause. Hang on, Ella. I want to clarify something. I also love Halloween 2018. My personal favorite Halloween sequel. I love it. I love it to death. But I know some people aren't crazy about it because of a certain doctor who is not a certain Dr. Loomis. And I understand that, but I love it. Halloween 2018, it rocks my world every single time. Great stuff. But where was I going with that? I think it was something about Five Nights at Freddy's, and I can't remember what it was. But be cool for Blumhouse to jump from one Freddy to the other, I guess is where I was going with that. The OG Freddy, I should say. I know Fortnite and Five Nights at Freddy's is confirmed. Ooh, okay. Getting a little Five Nights at Freddy's skins in Fortnite. That makes sense. Fortnite's got it all. You can play as Michael Myers. I main Michael Myers in Fortnite, in case anyone was wondering. So if you see a Mikey running around, it's probably me. Stupid Fizz is saying, I think it would be effing hilarious if Lee made a reboot to the most random franchise like Basket Case or something like that. What is interesting about Lee's script is, according to Jason Blum, multiple studios are working on it. Like, we have Warner Bros. Collaborating with Blumhouse and Atomic Monster on this project. I believe New Line is distributing it, if I'm remembering correctly, because I remember Lee Cronin was praising them, saying like, oh, I'm so happy to be working with New Line again. And he's talking about resurrecting something ancient. So it's not like it's not an original screenplay. Like, it's got to be based off of something from the past. And it just makes me wonder, why is Warner Bros. Involved? Blumhouse has a history of buying the rights from other studios and then doing their own things with it. They just did that with The Exorcist. Halloween was that situation too. So my guess is it's got to be some old Warner Bros. Property that they're just resurrecting. But what could that be, you know? I'm not sure. Blumhouse is, their parent company is Universal. So, like, maybe it's like an old school classic monster movie thing? I don't know. I made a joke in my Nightmare on Elm Street video about, like, man, I don't know what franchise is more ancient than Nightmare on Elm Street. Hyperbole, of course. And someone was like, oh, this guy's never heard of Psycho. And I'm just like, Doug, you can't make... Comedy's dead, man. Comedy's dead. You can't make a joke anymore without someone saying stupid shit like that. But it's an ancient franchise, man. We haven't had a fucking franchise continuation since 2010. That's old as fuck. It's old as fuck. We need a new Nightmare at some point. It's got to happen. Come on now. Oh, Infinite Sky, man. I'm gonna burst some bubbles here. I'm just not a fan of Cursed. I don't know. I watched it. I had so many people say it's so good. It's one of Wes Craven's most underrated movies. It's fine. I don't know. It's trying so hard to be Scream. That's my problem with it. It's Scream with a werewolf, dude, and it's not. It's got the cast, it's got the crazy reveals and all that, but Cursed screenplay is so bloated. Like, it's way too long. You could cut 25 minutes out of that movie and you wouldn't bat an eye. It is, I don't know. It didn't really work for me. I think it has some great practical effects, and it clearly had a budget, which is cool. There's a really excellent chase sequence with a werewolf. and an elevator. I don't want to say any more about it if you haven't seen it, but the elevator werewolf scene, the best part of it. But I don't know. Cursed is fine. It's got too many problems for me to really give it a lot of love or call it underrated. But I think it could have been great had the script had an editor. That's my big thing about it. Too much is going on in that movie. Way too many side plots. Way too many characters doing this or that, whatever. But and I just wish it was trying less to be Scream with a werewolf. That's my other thing about it. It really doesn't have personality for that reason. It's literally just Scream with a werewolf and Jesse Eisenberg. Judy Greer is in it too. It's got a good cast. It's fun, but I don't know. It doesn't hit those same strides, in my opinion. Leaf Delabic is saying, do you think Terrifier 3 will have a time jump of 6 years? It's got to have a time jump. Jonathan is in college and Sienna is no longer wounded. So like there's at least a year, like at least a year or two. The other thing too is Jonathan was in high school and like it gave me more of like a freshman, sophomore, you know, like that's kind of at least the age range I think he was kind of at a little more for when they were filming that. So my guess is he's going to be like a freshman in college for Terrifier 3. The time jump is going to be a tough thing to explain though too, because it like how long was it after the events of 2 that Art the Clown got resurrected, you know? That's something I've been thinking about as well, because we had Victoria Hayes in the sanitarium at the end of 2. How long after the events of 2 was that really? You know, how long was it? Because it made it seem like it was the same night. You know, it was the same night that Art the Clown broke out of there. And I don't know. I got a lot of questions because the 6-year time jump makes sense, or, you know, like maybe 3-4 years, you know, it happening a couple of months later, not so much, because we have characters who are all very wounded. Jonathan doesn't have fingers, as a lot of y'all remember. Lost a lot of them fingies in the last movie, so it's got to have a time jump of some sort, for sure. Old School is waiting for the Watchmen animated movie. It's going to be peak. Dude, that trailer rocked for the new Watchmen. Huge fan of the comic, huge fan of the Zack Snyder movie. I really like that one. So I'm excited to see what they do with this new movie. It's going to be fun. Luddy Network, thank you for the 5 again, my friend. Appreciate you. Jake didn't say fucking. I always say fucking. I love you and Ella. There are people who love Halloween 2018 and people who act like they don't like it. Like Nickelback. That's so funny. Halloween 2018 is the Nickelback of that franchise. Oh my God. I think it's a really easy movie to like and love because you have the original final girl from the original. You also have like just a super triumphant ending and some pretty brutal kills all around. I think it captures the same spirit as the original. So a good friend of mine, who I won't say his name, but a very good friend of mine who loves Halloween does not like the humor in Halloween 2018. They're like, why would he say he got peanut butter on his penis? Like, that's not funny. And I'm like, that's hilarious. What? That's so in line with the humor of the original too. I don't know. I feel like some people talk about Halloween like 1978 like it's the scariest movie of all time. Dude, it's so fucking goofy, and that's on purpose. Like there's some super goofy moments in Halloween 1978. Get your ass away from there, Lonnie, or whatever. Like, dude, Dr. Loomis is fucking crazy. He's a maniac, and he only gets crazier as those movies go on. It's hilarious. It's funny. So I don't know. Halloween 2018, the humor's right. The kills are gory. It's just it's a modern day version of the original in many, many, many ways. And that's what I love about it. So it works for me really well, but I get why maybe not so much for others. Sartain putting on the mask is pretty dumb, I gotta admit, but I don't hate his character. I think the idea of being obsessed with Michael, and kind of taking that part of the original run of these movies, of the idea of being obsessed with Laurie Strode and Michael's connection, and just melting that down into one character. That's a really interesting idea. I thought it's a cool idea because they take it out of like the actual lore, like trying to take that element seriously, which personally I've never been crazy about. I think it's the weakest part of Halloween 2 is trying to draw some connection between these two characters. Oh, they're actually brother and sister. What? No, we don't care about that. It's way scarier to think that this was just some random guy who was going around stabbing babysitters. So for that reason, I actually think Dr. Sartain is fantastic little commentary on the franchise itself. Not to be too snooty or nothing, but I like it. It's fun. But I love Halloween 2018. I get why people don't like it, but I don't know. It works for me very much so. As a big fan of the original, it works for me a lot. So, Luddy, thank you for the 5, my friend. Appreciate you. Thank you. CM Chunk, what's up, dude? How you doing? Have you seen the trailer for the Universal Monsters Park that's coming to Universal Orlando? Looks pretty awesome. Yes, we are huge Universal fans in this house, and we are all very excited for it. I'm excited for Epic Universe, don't get me wrong, but the thing I'm the most excited for is this. A couple of reasons, too. So, as many of you probably know, or maybe don't, I don't know, the Dark Universe thing is something they tried to start back in 2018 with Tom Cruise's Mummy. And if you're like, what the fuck is the Tom Cruise Mummy? It's bad. Don't worry about it. If you don't know what it is, don't worry about it. But I don't know. For me, I think that a lot of those movies didn't work, but what they ended up course correcting and doing was just remaking some of those old properties as original standalones, not trying to do this big connected universe thing. They just were like, okay, here's these little isolated stories based on old properties. Invisible Man from Lee Winnell, Abigail from Radio Silence, all good examples of this. Kind of Dark Universe, but also kind of not, because they're not really connected. But I think the coolest thing about this is now they've rebranded. They've used that same logo and, idea, and they've made it a park they made it a section of their new park. That's brilliant. I'm like, what a great way to reinvent that, reutilize that, or recycle that idea into something that is going to be popular, like an amusement park, where you can have a more campy idea like that, and it's going to be a lot more fun for, the kids that go there. So I think that's brilliant. It's a great idea for Universal Orlando. I can't wait for this new park to open. I hear that they just bought up a bunch of land in Florida too, so they're maybe planning on opening more parks. Big fan of Universal Studios, man. They can do no wrong. That's the best amusement park on planet Earth. I stand by that. It's awesome stuff. Am I Dead Yet is saying Halloween 2018 was okay, just the other two weren't great, especially Halloween Ends. Well, I can't disagree with that. I think that most people know how much I don't like Halloween Ends. But I don't know. I think I've shit on that movie enough. God, I just don't get it. I don't know. I really feel like the goal of that movie was let's take what Halloween 6 tried to do and try to do it better. And I respect that. I really do. I respect the ambition there, but I don't know. I just feel like the idea of trying to transfer the evil from one character to another just defeats the point of why we love Halloween so much. I love Halloween because Michael Myers is he's a mystery. We don't understand why he does what he does, and for him to shift that power onto somebody else, I'm just not interested in storylines like that, I guess. I don't know. Just not for me. Some people, they're all about it. They love it. They love Corey Cunningham. They can't get enough of him. He is cute. I got to give him that, but he's just Arnie Cunningham from Christine at the end of the day. Let's move on. Letty Network, thank you for the 5. Appreciate you again, bro. So Marvel has What If. I'd love to see that in the Scream world. I feel like there's so much to explore. I'm sure you can make a cool concept. With so many people on this page still being still being super interested in Scream, even though there's really no news or no movement on the new movie as of right now. That's going to change soon, of course. But there's really just been rumors and all that. I've been thinking about what's a way that I can still make Scream content, and something I was thinking about honestly was kind of what you're stepping in here, like an idea of what if these two characters were the killers in this Scream movie versus those the characters who were revealed. I have been thinking about doing something like that, just to just talk about Scream, because people want to talk about it. People want to talk about it on this page. I want to talk about it too. It's fun, but there just hasn't been a whole lot of excitement with 7. There's been a lot of just weird shit going on with the flick, There's back and forths, there's the fan base is divided. It's tough to talk about 7 and be excited about it, But I think we can talk about stuff like this. This is fun. We can look back on the franchise. Look at what if we had done this opposed to this. There's a Scream 6 video I would still love to make about a certain other character being Ghostface opposed to what we did get, and how that still could have worked. So I don't know, that actually might be fun, like a what if, but with Scream. That could be cool. So Luddy, I'm very much so into that. I could fuck around with some of that maybe at some point in the future, but I also would like to do This hot takes series, I talked about it in that I did a little Patreon update recently, and members can watch that now. I talked a little bit about how like I have so many like videos on this channel looking forward at horror movies that are coming up, but like I want a series where I can look back on other horror movies, like other classics, good horror movies, and that's kind of like something I'm trying to make happen right now. So I would love for this hot takes thing to take off. It would be cool, just like something, just something other than just the updates. I love the updates, they're fun, but I would love to do more than just that. So Luddy, thank you for the 5 though, really do appreciate it, and I don't know, maybe I'll get into that at some point. Crystal Cleveland, what's up, Crystal? How you doing? The Invisible Man was amazing, though. It is amazing. Listen, the Dark Universe might have had a rocky start, but thus far they've been some pretty good movies have come from it. I like Abigail and Invisible Man have been the 2 biggest standouts in my opinion. I love both of those movies, both very good. Villain Killing Dylan is saying, have you seen the teaser for Terrifier 3? Kidding, of course. Dude, I've tried. I've put some feelers out there to try to see something from Terrifier 3 early. Nothing. I am going to see, I don't know if I can say that actually. I'm seeing something else super early though. That's all I can say. Seeing something else, maybe from the Terrifier people, super early. You didn't hear that from me though. Halloween 2018 has bad, dumb humor. I agree with his comment. Bad, dumb humor, not funny, 0 out of 10. I mean, that's fine if you feel that way, but I thought it was funny. I don't know. I had a good time with it. I think also too, coming off of Rob Zombie's humor, which just does not work for me at all. In the Halloween movies, I should clarify that. Rob Zombie works for me in doses or when he's doing his own thing, but him trying to do Halloween, I don't know. Didn't really work for me, but I vibed with it a lot more than I did Rob Zombie's approach towards it, I should say. You're visiting Universal Studios in August, Infinite Sky? Nice. Have fun. Have a good time. It's great. It's a great park. Did I like Rob Zombie's Halloween movies? I like, honestly, my favorite thing from Rob Zombie's Halloween movies is in part 2. I like there's one cut of it that I especially really like because the characters aren't just a bunch of assholes. There's a certain cut of Rob Zombie's Halloween 2. I can't remember which one it is off the top of my head, where it's good. It's actually pretty solid. It's a solid Rob Zombie movie. That cut is my 3rd favorite Rob Zombie movie of all time. That is, of course, behind The Devil's Rejects and House of a Thousand Corpses, because those are the best Rob Zombie movies. Come on now. Those are so good. But I don't know. Halloween 2, a certain cut of it works for me. But there's a cut where they're assholes. There's a cut where they're not assholes. That's what I remember about the 2 cuts. But that's the only thing from Rob Zombie's Halloween that really does it for me personally. What if Mickey got his trial? That could be interesting. We could play into Mickey's motive a little bit. That could be fun. Could be a fun video. Interestingly enough, I will say the Scream stuff has not been doing as well as it used to on this page. What was the video I did recently? Oh, no, that video did well. Yeah, no, I did one on the time jump, but then only got like 1,600 views. I thought that was going to do a little better than that. And I was like, oh, interesting. Y'all are eating up the Terrifier stuff, though. Anytime I post about Terrifier, it's like 1 out of 10. You're killing it. 10,000 views on that one video a couple days ago. That was awesome. So I'm just happy to make content for you guys. So whatever y'all want, just let me know. I'm hoping this hot takes thing takes off. I got to do some kind of series for Patreon. I've been trying to figure that out for a while. But anyways, Balloon Boy is saying, I want Ghostface to be so terrifying and have blood boiling kills in Scream 7. I want some good kills too. We have Kevin Williamson returning to more of a creative side of things with 7. It makes me wonder what he's going to be going for. The last time he had like a lot of creative control over one of these movies was Scream 4. And, he was going for a little more of a bloodbath, a little scarier. So I wonder if he's still in that same mindset or not. I don't know. Does he want it to feel more like Screams 1 and 2, where they're a little more campy, or does he want it to be a little scarier, Like, I'm trying to think like what modern audiences want. People were really impressed with 6 being a lot darker, one of the darkest films in the entire franchise. So, it makes me wonder. I don't know. I really don't know what the tone of 7 is going to be. I know it's going to probably feel a little more triumphant, a little more like, yeah, Sidney Prescott's a badass. I'll bet on that right now. You're going to see her be badass final girl killing people, killing ghost faces and all that shit. But will it have some, brutal kills, or will it lean a little more into the campy side of the franchise? I don't know. I feel like we're past the campiness though. Personally, I hope that we stick with the dark tone that 5 and 6 really established, but we'll just have to see. We'll have to see, man. Saw some set photos for Nosferatu. It looks good. If you guys saw the trailer, I was really impressed. The Nosferatu trailer looks insane. Robert Eggers, man, I mean, I think he's 3 for 3. All 3 of his movies rock for totally different reasons. I don't care if the last one is literally just the story of Hamlet, but with Vikings. It's awesome. It's great. So I think it rocks. I think it's good stuff. So I can't wait to see his take on Nosferatu. I've always really liked the 70s Nosferatu. What's that? What year is that from? Hang on. Nosferatu. It's like 1979, yeah. I really like this version of the story. It's got a 95% on Rotten Tomatoes. Awesome. This is a great take on it as well. I kind of feel like Robert Eggers' movie will feel a lot like this one. It's very slow and creepy, which I think that's what Nosferatu has to be at the end of the day. You can kind of do whatever you want with the story, whatever. I don't care. Like it's a story as old as time, you know? Fuck. I mean, the first movie was from the 20s. Jesus Christ. So embellish the story all you want, but you got to have that slow creepiness about Nosferatu. That's just, it's a signature. Come on now. Deadpool and Wolverine is going to be phenomenal. God, I hope so. We need a big blockbuster hit this year. Crystal Cleveland is saying, are you planning on getting one of the Art the Clown animatronics? I'm super excited for them. I don't think I can fit it in this room. Like, that's my thing. If I were to get something like that, I would want to put it on the set. You know, I would want to invest it in something like that. But it is very cool. I think they had one where it was him and the little pale girl, like being all creepy and shit. I was like, oh, that's kind of cool. That would be really cool to put in the yard. So maybe it's a big maybe as of right now. Maybe I'll put them right on the table there. That'd be kind of funny. Old School saying, so going from middle school to college in a year? Talking about Terrifier 3? Was that middle school? That felt more like high school to me. In Terrifier 2. But what the fuck do I know? I should probably know this. It is my job. But yeah, we do know that Jonathan's going to college now, and a lot of that is due to the fact that Elliot Fulham has grown up since the last time. I love, and Damien will point this out anytime he talks about Jonathan in Terrifier 2, like from the dinner scene to when Jonathan goes up to Sienna's room and asks to repair the clown hat or whatever. You can tell that he's grown so much. So I think they're trying to be like, okay, we just got to age everybody up because we don't want to deal with that shit anymore. So it's like, okay, Jonathan Elliot Fulham in real life, he's college age now. Let's throw him there. Let's make that happen. So I think it's funny. I think it's funny shit, but it is funny to see him go from, like this tall to this tall across just a scene. Scream movies are fine, but I don't really care about them. I'm just here for overall horror conversation. My favorite YouTube content is in-depth talks going into as many aspects as possible. Well, I appreciate it. I try to go into as many aspects as I can, down as many rabbit holes as possible to make the videos more fun. Try to really think about all the different angles to news updates too. That's why I always get so outlandish with some of my theories, because I'm just like, let's talk about it. Let's go there. Let's have that fun conversation. My latest Terrifier 3 theory I was really proud of, because I feel like it got pretty weird. It got pretty out there. So I was hoping more people would watch that one. I'm not gonna lie, but it's doing okay. It's doing all right. But I think that one's sick. So I appreciate you watching, man. I appreciate you watching for sure. Villain Killin' Dylan is saying, if Art the Clown were real, would you hang around with him? Run? Fight? I would not try to hang around or fight him. This is the guy that sawed a person in half from genitals to neck, bro. No way. I'm running so fast. Because like Art the Clown, he runs, but he's in that costume, man. He's a little restrained. I could run faster than Art the Clown. I could get away. As long as I wasn't running up the stairs in a house towards my bedroom where he could easily just corner me and slice me up, that would suck. So yeah, no, I would get the fuck out. Screw that. Chloe Chloe, I almost said it wrong. Chloe Chu, what's up, my friend? You're my favorite YouTuber. Thank you so much. You're my favorite. Thanks for being here. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Means a whole lot. Scott Royston has just gifted 5 KillJoy Jake memberships too. Thank you, dude. Appreciate that a whole bunch. I want to see who got them real quick. Okay, so Jonathan Nichols, Lawrence, just Lawrence, nothing else, just Lawrence got one, okay. Bobby G, Y'all, Aiden V, and Hunter 240X were all gifted memberships. Well, thank you all so much. I appreciate it. Big thanks. Big thanks, Mick Spanks. Appreciate you, Scott. Thanks for the support, my friend. Welcome to the new members as well. Heck yeah. Very good stuff. Sip up on the Kool-Aid. Check out updates on my short film, and we'll have a special Patreon video this weekend. So it's exciting stuff. A lot of good stuff for patrons. I love it. Aiden V is saying, let's go. Welcome to the fold, my friend. Welcome in, welcome in. Mr. L is saying, I kind of like it better when art isn't tied to the main character specifically. It's always been scarier having the slasher just be totally unknown, but we'll see what they cook. Mr. L, I'm not going to lie. I feel like there's a lot of, I've pitched a lot of theories in my day, but this new one on Terrifier 3, I feel like I'm onto something here. I will say, I think the biggest reason for that is because there's just a lot of proof that Art the Clown is connected to Sienna's father, one way, which way or the other. And it's in a way that I feel is very original to a slasher franchise. And that's what has me excited for it. So yes, there might be a bit of a connection to Final Girl and the killer, but it's in a way that I've yet to really see in, you know, like a Freddy or Jason movie. So I think it could be fun. I'm excited to see how they'll handle it, how they'll approach it, if they end up going that way. But I feel like I'm at least 90% of the way there. That's all I'm gonna say. Watch that new video at your own risk, I will say. Infinite Sky is saying, Jake, what are your thoughts on the new trailer that recently dropped for Smile 2? It's focused on Naomi Scott as a famous pop singer instead of the guy from the first movie. Well, we do know that Kyle Gallner, like Seagull, Kyle Seagullner, is going to be in Smile 2, and he will likely help Naomi Scott's pop singer character out. I loved the trailer. It's banging. I think my biggest thing about it is they were able to balloon the idea from the first movie into something bigger. They clearly have more money to do more crazy shit, and it looks like it still has that uncomfortable psychological tone of the original flick. Which, you know, I get it. You know, a lot of people saw that first Smile and they're like, this is just Drag Me to Hell. This is just It Follows. This is just The Ring. I think Smile has its own unique personality enough to be considered its own thing. Like, it is a very uncomfortable horror movie. It puts your main character in very uncomfortable situations where they're acting super out of pocket, or they, you know, give a gift to a child that is actually a dead cat in a box. That's fucked up. That's awesome. That's crazy. That's what I want to see in horror movies. It's fun stuff. But I think that I can already see it in the trailer. We've captured that same tone. It might be a little campier than the previous entry, but I'm here for it nonetheless. You know, Smile was definitely a little campy. It's not out of character for this franchise at all. But I'm excited to see where they go with it. Naomi Scott recorded a song for the movie too, which is really cool, really impressive. That's released now. Blood on White Satin. So if you're into pop music and all that, you like Naomi Scott, there you go. Bam. Jasmine from the Aladdin live action movie too, which is cool. But I did want to do a video on this. I just did not have time. Middle of the week, I've been super busy. I was working on my short film, and it's also the only time I got to really see my girlfriend because she's getting busy. I'm busy. It's crazy. Shit's nuts. So yes, I'm very excited for Smile 2. I can't wait for it to come out this October. It's going to be a lot of fun. I will say I have one little worry about it, though, is that I don't know if them marketing the movie the same way as Trap, the new M. Night Shyamalan movie, I don't know if that's going to be in their best interest or not. I feel like that's going to kind of confuse people, and then, you know, Trap's going to come out in August, and then people are going to be like, wait, there's another pop star horror movie coming out? What's up with that? That's weird. And then they might get like confused or like maybe lose interest because they just saw a pop star focused horror movie in August. I don't know. Usually when movies like that happen where they have similar concepts and come out around the same time, typically the one that comes out later tends to fail a little more times more often than not. So it does have me a little worried for Smile 2, but considering how successful that first movie was, maybe I shouldn't be so worried. 200 million at the box office at the same time as a new Halloween movie? God damn. Smile fucks, dude. There was a comment I wanted to get to. Here we go. Chloe is saying, if you met old Pennywise in your bathroom, would you run, hide, or fight? I would definitely run again. You know, it's funny. I watch so many horror movies, but I would not survive in one of those movies. I love them so much because it's situations I literally never want to be in. Like I never want to be in an encounter with any of the clowns. I don't want to be around Pennywise. I don't want to be around Art the Clown. Screw that. I would die in a horror flick. I'm a scaredy cat. I would just run and hide and be terrified. So, so no. That's why I love horror though, because it's like it's a adrenaline rush, right? But I'm not trying to get that adrenaline rush in real life. You know, I like living. It's fun. It's a good time. So, no, I would definitely run. I would run so far away. Hopefully faster than Pennywise, but you never know. I already answered that question. You're watching Slugs? Ooh, nice. I love me some Slugs. Enjoy, Dylan. Have a good time. What else we got going on? We're getting trailers for Flight Risk, Gladiator 2, and Sonic the Hedgehog 3 soon. Can't wait. I'm really excited for that Sonic 3 trailer. I can't wait to see that. Last movie with Jim Carrey, supposedly. So, interesting. KillJoy Jake, I saw the new video. It's some pretty interesting stuff. I definitely think the dad's drawings will play a role. You know, Mr. L, I am curious, would that work for you? I think you were just saying that you wouldn't want that, you don't really want the tie between Final Girl and Art the Clown. If he was like a creation of the fathers who somehow came to life, if it was, you know, demons, you know, whatever, angels and demons shit, would that work for you? Just out of curiosity, I'm just curious. You know, I'm just curious what other people have to say about it. I do really appreciate everyone that comments on my videos, but sometimes they'll just say like, I'm excited for Terrifier 3. And I'm like, I'm excited too. That's great. But like, does that work for you? You know, I'm just curious what people's thoughts are before it happens, before it hits. Because like, you know, we are going to get something in Terrifier 3, right? We are going to get some more explanation as to what is going on behind the scenes. I'm curious, like what do people want? You know, what do people want as a backstory, an origin for Arthur the Clown? What would work best for you? I'm just curious. Infinite Sky is saying, yeah, but Trap is a Shyamalan movie. I don't think Smile 2 is much to worry about at this point. They are marketing the movies, though, like exactly the same, though. Infinite Sky, that's my thing about it. Currently, you can go to a website where the faux pop star from both movies, respectively, have a new single out that's promoting the new movie. So it's Lady Raven for Trap, it's Sky Riley for Smile 2. They both have websites. They both are marketing their movies exactly the same so far. It's going to be impossible to not have some kind of confusion there, I think, but in the general audience, I should say. But I don't know. It's bizarre. Obviously, both movies are coming from different studios. I think it's more of a competition. Like, it's not a competition thing, but it's like a rival. You know, like it's like, oh, here's our two pop star movies. Which one's gonna do better? Whatever. I feel like it's a little bit of that, but maybe a coincidence. I don't know. It's kind of too crazy to be a coincidence, in my opinion. But we'll have to see. We'll have to see. I mean, you're right, Infinite Sky. Like, both movies are totally going to be different. Like, just by concept alone, they're crazy different. Like, one's about a murderer who's trapped at a pop concert, with the place surrounded by police who might get caught, while the other one is about a pop star who has a curse placed on her. So they're two very different movies. Like, I'm not denying that. They're just marketing them very similarly, and they're both horror movies. So we'll just have to see. Balloon Boy, you want a Cotton Weary flashback in Scream 7? Liev Schreiber's a lot older now, you know, I don't know. I mean, they could, like, de-age him. But, you know, it's got to be worth it if they're going to go through that whole process, you know. And Mr. L, getting back to me on Art's backstory, you would like it to be more disconnected, but I got a good feeling it's not going to play out that way. It's okay, though. I'm still interested. It's hard for me to disagree, though, Mr. L. I do like the idea of, you know, just like the only reason this killer's coming after this final girl is because maybe she just survived the first time, you know? That's a good enough connective tissue, in my opinion. And honestly, it feels very real. It feels very real, very scary as well. So I think that could be fun. Maybe in something else, but... You know, Terrifier has taken on many more attributes and like idiosyncrasies as it's been built as a franchise. Like Terrifier 2 is a much different movie than Terrifier 1. And I'm really not against the direction that they've taken. It's a lot more supernatural now, but the first Terrifier was supernatural too, you know? Art the Clown comes back to life at the ending. They had always planned for it to go this route. I guess is my point. So it doesn't feel out of character. It just feels like an evolution of one thing to the next. So I'm excited to see what they end up doing there. I hope it's not like too cartoony. You know what I mean? I hope it's not like too like campy, goofy, crazy shit. You know, let's not forget this is a gory, intense franchise at its core. You know, and I don't think they will. I have total faith in Terrifier 3 to be something really special, and I just can't wait to see it, dude. It's gonna be a lot of fun. Brandon, me too. I'm very excited for Terrifier 3. Art the Clown running around chopping Santa's face off. That's crazy. It's crazy shit. And Ty Lee, exactly. Yeah, kind of like Immaculate in the first Omen. Which studio does it better? Yeah, I mean, it's the same thing. And interestingly enough, you know, Neon resurrected that movie after Sydney Sweeney had been like, yeah, you know what, I'll throw some money at it. Let's do this thing, which is crazy. So that movie kind of came out of nowhere. So I don't know how long they had been planning the first Omen. I feel like I really only had heard about it at the top of this year when that first trailer dropped. That was kind of the first time I really heard about that film. So I think you guys know about how I feel about both of them now, but it is interesting to have two Antichrist movies at the same time. And I actually brought that up in one of my most recent updates talking about Smile 2. I was like, you know, the reason First Omen didn't do as well as the projection said was because Immaculate came out before it. Like, same reasons I'm a little tiny bit nervous about Smile 2. The tiniest shred of a worry, though. Barely anything. And Mr. L talking about Smile 2 is saying, kind of wish the guy from the ending of the first movie was the main protagonist for the sequel. We'll see how this plays out, though. I do think that Kyle Gallner will be a big part of Smile 2, though. Like, he kind of has to be, right? He wouldn't have been announced as part of the cast so early if he wasn't. So I really think our two leads are going to be Naomi Scott, was that her name? Naomi Scott and Kyle Gallner. Those are going to be the two focal characters, I imagine. Or maybe he's the opening kill and somehow gives it to her. I don't know. It seems from the trailer, though, it kind of has moved on to even more people. Or maybe Kyle was able to beat it. That's probably why they're not showing him in the trailer. Just a thought. That was something that came across, something that I was thinking about watching that first trailer. But we'll have to see. We'll just have to see. But I'm excited for it. Naomi Scott's a great actress. I like the idea of the curse just moving on to different people, telling a brand new story. You could watch Smile 2 just as a standalone if you wanted to. Kind of feels like Final Destination to Final Destination 2. We still had that connective tissue with what's her I can't remember the character's name, but girl from the first movie's in the second one. But it is a new story at the end of the day with new characters. So I think it's going to be fun. I'm excited for it. Feel the Screams podcast. Hey, what's up? Welcome in. I love it. I love the name. Feel the Screams. Very good stuff. Welcome. You want another Marine Prescott flashback? But why? We kind of already did that, dog. We did that. We did the heck out of that in 3, man. She even popped up in Sydney's dreams, the little ghost. Infinite Sky is saying also that has a better chance of spreading the curse. The stakes are raised much higher. Oh, yeah, if Sky Riley gets taken over by it or whatever, it's like she could infect the world. Kind of crazy shit there. That's a good point. Be scary shit. Noah Atkinson is pumped for San Diego Comic-Con. It's going to be exciting. I'm wearing a Marvel t-shirt. Hell yeah. Exciting stuff, man. I'm just excited for Superman. I got to go up to the filming locations. I've been seeing all the pictures come up online, and I'm like, that's free content. I don't know why I'm not going up there and doing videos. Literally the place where they're filming for like the street and the Daily Planet, I was just there. Like, I mean, 2 months ago, I was just there. Me and my girlfriend took some pictures there, and so I don't know if you guys saw this or not, but on my Instagram, I posted some pictures of myself and my girlfriend. That building is the Daily Planet for the new Superman movie. Like, that's where we took those pictures. It's crazy. It's like, what? No way that's that. That's awesome. So, if you guys want a taste of what the Daily Planet is going to look like on the inside, check out those photos. Follow me on Instagram. So I don't know. I just think that's really cool. So I got to go up there and visit all that shit. I know, I run a horror channel, so I don't know how interested people are going to be in that, but I don't know. Maybe I'll still make the video this weekend. I'm thinking about it. So Shawnee Mackey is saying history is probably going to repeat itself some way in Scream 7. You're probably right, but I'm hoping history doesn't repeat itself for once. I'm hoping history decides to do something new this time around. But, you know, who knows? We'll just have to see. Jake, would you consider visiting Stu Macher's home? Yeah, in California? Oh, absolutely. I would love to do that one day. It's just kind of on the other side of the country from where I'm at. So that's been the only thing keeping me. So at some point for sure. Please show photos and videos, Jake. Yeah, I'm thinking about going up there and just like taking a bunch of like phone videos of all the set stuff. I mean, like the Daily Planet shit looks so cool up there. So I'm like kind of, I don't know. I'm thinking about it. Maybe some point this weekend if I have some time. It's the weather's supposed to be nice this weekend, I think. So maybe. Who knows? You never know, my friend. They have Anthony Kerrigan in the Superman cast as Metamorphose, so sign me up. Oh, I don't even. This is how unfamiliar I am with DC characters. I don't even know who that is. Oh shit. But I'm excited, dude. I'm hyped for Superman. I love James Gunn. I love his vision when it comes to superhero movies. His movies seem to really work for me, unlike other creatives in that space. But I don't know. There's just been a lot of same old superhero movies where I'm exhausted. I'm exhausted of the same old format. And with a lot of James Gunn stuff, I find myself like really invested in it. Typically, not all the time, but most of the time. Guardians 3 was awesome. Most of the Guardians movies I really like. The S Squad from 2021, one of my favorite superhero movies from the 2020s, without a doubt. Like that was excellent. So much fun, great, crazy characters, some excellent laughs and over the top moments. I don't know. So James Gunn, he's the one guy making superhero movies right now that I'll be there day one. So. Infinite Sky is saying, I'm going to visit the Amityville Horror House this fall. Very nice. Horror House, not not what I just said. The Amityville Horror House. Yeah, no, that's really cool, man. Take some photos. Don't get haunted. You know, don't get attacked by ghosts and have a fun time. There are so many fun haunted houses out there that I would love to go to. Maybe at some point in the future. I went to Punderson Manor, which is supposedly haunted, but besides a creepy experience I had with a ghost in a closet, nothing too crazy, but I did feel a cold chill on my neck in one of the closets of that place, so that was fun. Any fans of I Saw the TV Glow in here? It kind of feels like a Channel Zero movie. Again, I made this crazy big review for it, and no one really watched it. Everyone was like, screw that video. I don't even want to see it. Fun fact, too, one of my most disliked videos on this page, which makes me a little sad because it is a wonderful LGBTQ plus film. I wanted to talk about it for Pride Month, and it is fucking fantastic. Like one of the best horror movies of the year. And I'm glad a lot more people are starting to see it and talk about it. An excellent film. Just a really well done, well made allegory for stuff. I won't talk any more about that. It is so worth your time. Go watch this movie. Fucking fantastic. And, you know, Jane has another movie that I had seen prior to this called We're All Going to the World's Fair, which I enjoyed. I wasn't like, oh, that's a 10 out of 10. It has some really great visuals. Like, it had some great visuals and some just really creepy feelings behind it. But that movie, I Saw the TV Glow, that was just, that was masterful. Great new A24 horror flick, too. So, very good stuff. What makes the TV glow? And I Saw the TV Glow. Electricity. I mean, it's about characters watching a TV show, and I can't really say any more than that because I don't want to spoil it. Watch it though. It is great. If you like movies with terrifying visuals too, like if you want to see movies with scary visuals and, you know, attention to detail when it comes to all that shit, you will love this movie. Scott Royston is saying Scream 7 needs to go from after part 3 and ignore the whole core 4 thing. Why are we losing 4 though? Why are we losing part 4 there? What you just don't like the core 4, huh? Just not a fan. I don't know. I like them personally. I think they're fun. I don't know. I've heard people talk about this, about like just doing a split in the time jump, split in the timeline of the franchise. And I don't know. I think that one of the coolest things to me about Scream is that we have this through line of different stories we've told in this universe that are all connected. We haven't had to cut something out yet to tell the next story. And that's pretty impressive to me. I will say there's probably going to come a time where we'll have to split the franchise because the story is going to become too big or it's going to be too ridiculous to keep telling the same story with the same characters over and over again. But I don't know. Again, yeah, all things in time. All things in time, we'll just have to see. Because I personally think we can still tell 7 with 5 and 6 being a part of it. But listen, if we keep trying to tell Sidney Prescott stories, yeah, we're gonna have to clear some shit out. You know, we're gonna have to do a continuation from the first one or something. I also just don't think it makes sense to continue it from part 3 specifically. Like part 3 feels so final. Like it feels like such an ending to that story. If we're gonna cut out movies, we got to cut out like most of them besides the first one. Like the only way I'd be okay with that is if we did a continuation to the original Scream. Like it's like just that first one happened, nothing else happened, just a continuation from that. If you want to, you know, kind of start the story over again based off of the first one, okay, I could get into that, but for now, let's just keep the story riding until it gets ridiculous, and then we'll move on to something else, maybe something like that. But we'll see. Hayden Herbert is asking if we'll ever get an It Chapter 3. We are getting a Welcome to Derry series. That's kind of It Chapter 3. It's a little prequel series taking place in, I believe, the 50s, during Pennywise, during the time that Pennywise was feeding, you know, before the events of Chapter 1, and then, of course, Chapter 2, which is the next one after that. But I'm really excited to see what this series is all about. We have Bill Skarsgård returning as Pennywise the Clown, and maybe we'll finally get to see the lost baby scene, which I don't know if any of you all know about, but there was supposedly a scene where Pennywise ate a freaking baby in Chapter 1, and it got cut out of the movie, and it's like never seen the light of day. There's only like an image of it out there where it's like it's Pennywise and he's all like red. He's like this red creature. It's Bill Skarsgård in a bunch of red makeup, basically. And he's like looking down like hungry at a baby. And it's like, I want to see this scene. I got to see this. Test audiences saw it and said it was too much after Georgie's death. But I of course wish they left it in. So maybe one day we'll see it. Maybe we'll see a recreation of it in the series. See how brutal it ends up becoming. The True Core 4 are Tori, Sam, Miguel, and Robbie from Cobra Kai. I haven't seen Cobra Kai, man. I'm sorry. I don't know. I don't want Scream to copy Halloween and do weird timeline stuff like that. I mean, I don't know. I like pretty much every franchise has done some weird timeline thing at this point. Scream has just gotten fortunate that there hasn't been like 100 movies already, you know? There's only 6 of them so far. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, you know, all things in time, it's all going to be execution. So Neems is saying good night, Sir Jake. Good night, Neems. Sleep good. Necro Mechanimal is saying, I'm sure YouTube suppresses you for having kill in your name. I saw the TV Glow review and it showed me others than unrelated things and not your video that has all those words in that title. See, it's KillJoy though. That's the thing. Like it's KillJoy. Like I never thought about that because it's like KillJoy is a separate word. I thought like maybe they wouldn't get upset about that, but I mean that might be a good point. There are times where I post a video and it's like it's a really hot topic and I'm just like I get no views and I'm like, are you kidding me, dog? Like this should have gotten like way more views. And you know, I hate to be that guy. I hate to be complaining. I'm very thankful for all the everything I have on this page. It's fantastic. But like I have 25,000 subscribers nearly. Like I'm just about to hit that. And I've been doing this for almost 5 years. You know, I kind of thought I'd be a little, would have a little more traction by now with how much work. I put a lot of work into this page. You know, I'm very proud of everything I've done with these videos and stuff. And I don't know, I thought I'd maybe be at least at like 50K by now, but I'm happy with what I got, of course. But I really think that this gaming channel, which, you know, it's a little more censored. It's not as like, oh, I'm not swearing every 2 seconds on it. I've already fucked that up here. There's 1,500 videos on this page and all of them contain me swearing at one point or the other. I don't know. No, it sucks. I posted that video and it got like 10 dislikes upon viewing. It's at less than 1,000 views. So I was just kind of like, it's a wash. It's whatever. But it's a good review. It's one of my favorite reviews I posted on this page recently, so give it a watch. I saw the TV Glow. Really good stuff. But I do, even though I say that though, I do sometimes I'll get like, it's weird. Like it's always back and forth. Like sometimes I'll get a video that gets way more views than I thought it would. That Terrifier 3 update from like 10 days ago is sitting comfortably at 10,000 views. And it's like, that's awesome. That's crazy. I'm getting, I was getting crazy views on that. But then sometimes I'm like, I get like 600 views on stuff that I'm like, this is big news. Like I can't believe this didn't get anything. I'll shut up though. I'll stop complaining. I'm very thankful for what I have on this page. I do get a consistent amount of views on pretty much everything I post though, and that's not something I can say about this channel from 2 years ago. So the fact that I can at least get like 700 to 1,000 views on everything I post is pretty fucking awesome. I'm very thankful for that. So I can't be complaining too much. Things are very good for old Jake. The YouTube algorithm is a menace, especially for horror channels. Yeah, dude, I don't even know what it is. Like horror channels, there's just not as, I just don't think there's as big of an audience in horror on YouTube as there is for other things. That's honestly my guess because, I mean, think about it. What's the majority of YouTube? It's kids. Like it's kids watching YouTube. That's why video game channels or, TikTok react videos, that's what's going to get the most views just as easy as possible right off the bat. But I love horror movies, man. I'm passionate. I'm never going to stop doing this page, even though I am starting up these other channels. Me and Madison actually just had a conversation about this. She's like, you're not going to stop doing KillJoy Jake, are you? And I'm like, never. I will literally never stop doing this page. I love it. Even if I do end up backing off from it a little bit, like maybe 2 videos a week and maybe 1 live stream, even if I do get to that point, I'm never going to stop doing this page because I love horror movies. This is my passion channel, and it's great. So it's a great time. What do you think is the goriest movie instead of Terrifier? That's a tough question. There's a lot of, what's gorier than Terrifier? There's definitely something. Like, listen, Terrifier's fucking gory and crazy, but there are crazier, nastier movies. Man, it's tough to think of one though. I mean, Rob Zombie's Halloween has more gore, but I don't know if all of it is like more effective. Does that make sense? Like there's definitely like more gore in some of the Rob Zombie movies that I've seen, like especially the Halloween ones. But like it's not as effective because think about it. Like Art the Clown takes his time. He takes his time brutalizing his victims where, there are other movies that definitely have more, but it's not as effective. For me, at least, Rob Zombie's Halloween, the first one, like it kind of starts to lose its luster after maybe the first, I don't know, maybe like first hour and 20 minutes, like, just like, okay, we got it. It's like eating too much candy. You know what I mean? It's just not sweet anymore at a certain point. So yeah, no, there are more gory movies out there, but I don't know, like, are there more effective movies out there? Probably, but that doesn't mean they just had more gore, I guess is my point. There's a difference. Nightmare on Elm Street is going down that same road with Heather Langenkamp's character Nancy, possibly having something focused on that in the future, maybe is what you're saying? Okay. Are you saying, Nigel, are you saying that Hatchet had more gore? I still haven't gotten through all those movies. Oh, I gotta sit down and watch those at some point. I actually might use that as an excuse to do that on the hot takes, just so I can watch those. New series I'm doing. Hatchet has more gore. I saw that movie a while. Like I have seen the first one. I have not seen the others. I don't remember it being gorier. I like just off the top of my head. But again, it has been a minute. The Saw movies are pretty gory. Are they gorier though than like Terrifier? Let's take Terrifier 2 as like a baseline. You know what I mean? Like, is there more gore in Saw than Terrifier? I don't know. I don't know off the top of my head because there's a lot of different body parts being ripped off and torn to pieces in Terrifier 2. So it's great stuff. I struggle because I'm thinking like just a lot of blood, most disturbing. I don't know. That's a very good point too, Mr. L. Like that's what I'm thinking about as well. Like, sure, there are movies with more gore, but are they more effective, You can have a lot of gore in your movie, but it's like, doesn't mean it's scarier. Human Centipede's got a lot of gross shit. It's a grosser movie. I'll give you that. Dear God. The scene where they're walking around in the outside, ugh. We love you too, Jake. Well, I love all of y'all so much, Scott. So I really do appreciate it. One more thing, and I think old Jake's going to be signing off. I almost said Hostel, but there really isn't much at all. Like only 10% in that movie is torture scenes, maybe even less. But it's what you remember, isn't it? Yeah. No, you're right, though. You're right. Like there is definitely less of it. But oh my God, I mean, the Hostel movies, like every time there is gore in those movies, it's effective, dude. It is brutal. The Achilles heel scene still lives rent-free in my mind. I can't, like, I almost want to throw up every time I see that scene. I'm like, ugh. When he stands up, like, oh my God. What a movie. What a movie, man. Hostel and Saw. What franchises. I can't wait to see a return to Hostel, by the way, with this brand new series we're getting. I'm kind of excited to see that. So I don't know. I think that's going to be fun. Eli Roth is, in charge of it. Paul Giamatti's starring. It's going to be a fun time. All right, ladies and gentlemen, old Jake is tired. It's time for some rest. Actually, not really. I'm probably going to edit probably going to get my video done for my Patreon folks tonight so y'all can see it tomorrow. Jason and Freddie tier patrons will be able to see the hot takes video early, so make sure to check that out tomorrow. And then everyone will see it on Monday. So Monday, check that out. I'm planning on having some more gaming videos out this weekend, as well as like a big news roundup. I'm thinking about doing like a big news roundup video for tomorrow. Just like all the stories I missed from this past week. Like I really wanted to do something on the Crystal Lake drama, and I just couldn't get around to it. I had way too much going on Wednesday. That was like the biggest story of the week, and I just couldn't get to it. So I'll probably be covering like the Smile 2 trailer, Crystal Lake, like all the stuff that I missed in a big video tomorrow. So check that out on this page. I didn't have a video out today because I was editing all fucking day, but there is new gaming videos up on the page right now, so make sure to check that out over on Golgotha. Please subscribe. Like I said, let's get that thing monetized before the end of the summer. We're like a quarter of the way there already, so just like 750 more subscribers and we're basically there. So go subscribe to Golgotha right now if you have nothing else to do tonight. I'd really appreciate you checking out that channel, watching some of the gaming videos. Let's get that monetized. I bet we can do it real soon here. So thank you all again for hanging out with me tonight. Really do appreciate you guys. And as always, don't forget to kill it out there, y'all. Peace out. Happy weekend.